Attributes of shapes is your title. Please rate that. Attributes. We talked about that word attributes a couple days ago. What does that mean? It's in your notebook. So if you don't know, you should be actively trying to figure it out, not just sitting there doing nothing. Attributes, yep. That is in our notebook from yesterday, actually. What are attributes? Kinsey, that's not helping you figure out what attributes are. Madison?
Rules.
Rules. Circle that word attributes. Attributes are the rules of shapes. A shape is not a shape just because it kind of looks like a triangle or kind of looks like a square. There are specific rules. It has to follow specific rules in order to be that shape. Yesterday we talked about a category of shape called quadrilaterals. Go ahead and make that your subtitle. Quadrilaterals. Underneath your title. Quadrilaterals. Sub means under. Subtitle. Correct. And then we're going to make a T-chart of examples and non-examples. So go ahead and make your subtitle, quadrilaterals, and then you can make your T-chart with examples on one side and non-examples on the other. So there were a few rules, attributes that we learned about for quadrilaterals. What is one of those rules that every single quadrilateral has to have? I should see every single hand because you wrote it in your notebook yesterday. Tegan, give me one.
4 straight sides.
Has to have 4 straight sides. What else does a quadrilateral have to have? Huxley? 4 corners. We learned a word that also means corner that you might see sometimes in 3rd grade. We're not going to spend a lot of time with it, but I want to make sure you know what it is. Colby? Angles. Angles are inside the corners, that measurement. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about angles in 3rd grade, but I want you to know what that is. So we've got 4 straight sides, 4 corners. There's one more rule. One more rule, John. You remember what it is? What?
No.
No holes. It has to be a closed shape. Yes, has to be a closed shape. Go ahead and draw 3 examples of a quadrilateral. 3 examples. Yep. 3 examples. When you're drawing, make sure you're thinking, does this have holes? Does this have 4 straight lines? Does this have 4 corners? Because if it does those 3 things, then it counts. All right, let's get some examples on the board. Kaden, come draw an example that you drew in your notebook. Nice. Does that have 4 straight sides?
Yes.
4 corners?
Yes.
Any holes?
No.
Then that works. That's a closed shape. That will work. We can call that shape a quadrilateral. Mackenzie, draw me another example. That is different from Caden's. Don't draw Caden's. Tricky. Does it have 4 straight sides?
Yes.
4 corners?
Yes.
Is it closed?
Yes.
Then it is a quadrilateral. I can say this shape's name is quadrilateral. Macklin, draw me another example.
Quadrilateral. It has like what kind of a straight line is diagonal?
Diagonal is fine. All right. Macklin shape, does it have 4 straight sides?
It does.
4 corners.
Yes.
Is it closed?
Yes.
Yes. Can I call that shape a quadrilateral?
Yes.
Now, does it have another name?
Yes.
Yes, you probably know the shape that Macklin drew by a different name. That is not wrong. Most of you probably recognize that shape as a rectangle. It is not a square. It can be called a quadrilateral. That is also correct. I want you to draw 3 non-examples. Something that doesn't follow the rules. What would not be a quadrilateral? You're going to draw 3 shapes that are not quadrilaterals. Do that in your notebook now, please. All right, Ariana, come draw me a not example of a quadrilateral. The rest of you are going to figure out which rule is it breaking to not be a quadrilateral. Let's see what she draws. All right, what rule is that shape breaking to not be a quadrilateral? Zach, what rule is that one breaking?
Has more than 4 straight sides.
It does have more than 4 straight sides. Is it closed?
Yes.
Yes? Well, that's part of the rules to be a quadrilateral. So is this shape called a quadrilateral?
No.
No. It has to have all the rules. So yes, it's closed. There's no holes. But it has way too many sides and way too many corners. Great job, Ariana. Kinsey, draw me another non-example, please. Ooh, this is breaking a lot of rules. What rules is that shape breaking? What rules is that shape breaking? Tegan? It's not closed. We would say it's open. So John, that's what we're talking about. You see how that has a hole in it, doesn't connect all the way? That's what we're talking about. What else is wrong with this shape to not be a quadrilateral, Colby? No, that's not a rule. Doesn't have 4 sides. That's one of our rules. There's one more rule it's breaking. Carl? Doesn't have 4 corners. I know. That's what raising your hand tells me. Zach, come draw me another non-example, please. Nice. Is that a quadrilateral?
No.
Does it have any of the rules of a quadrilateral?
No.
No. What about this shape?
No. Yes.
Is that a quadrilateral? Yes?
No.
Let's go through our rules. Is it closed?
Yes.
Yes. Does it have 4 corners?
Yes.
Does it have 4 straight sides?
No.
So is it a quadrilateral?
No.
No! It is not straight. Look at that top part. That is not straight. Colby, you stressing me out. That is not straight, fam. It is not a quadrilateral. It is almost a quadrilateral. It's got some of the rules, but if it doesn't have all of the rules, it is not a quadrilateral. John, what? What? Okay, we're moving on. No, you're not getting that. We're moving on. Next blank page. We're going to talk about some language. Geometry was made in ancient Rome, ancient Greece. A lot of the words we use have meanings that can help us figure it out. Stop eating. Title on the next blank page says Language Tricks in Other Shapes. Some of these we've already talked about. Some of these you know. It'll refresh your memory. But there's a lot of root words and prefixes hidden in the shape words. Put that up, please, John. You're not reading anything. To help us. Now, the first one is one that we can kind of describe for almost any shape. Underneath this, we're going to write polygon. Raise your hand if you've heard of that word. I probably have said this, yes. Does anyone know what a polygon is? Kaden, what do you think?
It's a shape that doesn't have
Kinda. Write polygon first. We're going to break it apart, look at what each part means, and then I'll explain what a polygon is. So the chunk gone in polygon means side. It can also mean angle, but that's what that means. The prefix poly, which we actually see in quite a few words, means many. So a polygon is any shape with many sides. Many can be any number. Even a small number can be many. No, thank you. Wasn't a question. 3. A shape with 3 sides, which we usually call a triangle, can also be called a polygon. Polygons have one rule. They have one rule. Has to be a closed shape. It can have unlimited amounts of sides. Write that down, please, Nicole. Unlimited amounts of corners. They could be straight. They could be curved. The only rule is that it has to be closed. So pretty much any shape that you see can also be called a polygon. A circle is a polygon. It's closed. It has nothing to do with straight sides. It just has to be closed. Yes?
Then a square can be called 3 different things.
A square is going to have a lot of different names. But yes, you're finding out that we can call things different things. However, there's usually a best name. So just like your best name is Ryland, but I could call you 3rd grader. I could call you boy. I could call you you. All of those are names, but one of them is better than the others, right? Yeah. All right. Next shape is a shape that you definitely know. There is a common prefix in triangle that we see in other words. The prefix is tri. Tri means 3. Can you think of any other words that also have the prefix tri? David? Tricycle. How many wheels are on a tricycle? What a plot twist. Rylan? Okay, Colby?
Do we have prefix?
No. Zach? Tricep. Guess how many parts are in your tricep? 3. What a plot twist. Specifically, 3 angles, 3 sides, all is fine. Next one, we've talked a lot about, we've written this word before. Quadrilateral. Quadrilateral, you're writing. If I'm writing, you are writing. I already passed 3rd grade. The prefix quad means
4.
4. I know I gave you this example last time, but there's a muscle in your body called a quadricep. It's in your leg. It's right here.
Right here, like
Biggest muscle in your body. How many parts is it made of?
4.
4.
And like 4.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, so that's why. 1, 2. So we have 1/10.
The whole thing is called a quadricep. It's just broken in different parts.
So 1 is like 1.
Correct.
And it's like 2.
All right. Yes.
Is
Doing that.
squad with squad?
Nope.
Yeah, because squad has 4.
It's a prefix.
Squad 11.
It's a prefix. It's got to happen at the beginning. All right. Next one. Pentagon.
Pen.
The prefix penta means 5. So, how many sides do we think will be on a pentagon?
5.
5. Really that simple?
Yeah, that makes sense, kind of.
Yes.
And there's another thing.
What?
You just like dip under the line that 5 letters.
Sure. That's a good way to remember it. John?
Yeah, but also the word gone again.
Yep. Which we know means side. You already know that.
Oh, it says 5 sides.
Yeah. It's literally what it means. All right. I'm going to scoot over, but you keep going down your page. Next one. Hexagon, prefix hexa, means 6. So how many sides do we expect a hexagon to have?
6.
6. It's really that obvious.
Like the hexagon.
Well, yeah, that's what I
You can
wrote.
see
Yes. Probably has 6 points.
the hexagon.
And it's one of those stars that we talking about. Hexagon.
Like this big like tower and rings.
Oh. I think you're talking about the Pentagon, which has 5 sides. Yeah, the military headquarters, like in DC, called the Pentagon, has 5 big walls. Penta. Wow. Next one. Heptagon. Hepta
It's 7.
is 7. Hepta is 7. So how many sides do we think a heptagon has?
7.
Good. Cool. Next one you are all very familiar with.
Octagon.
Octagon. Oct, meaning 8. There are other words that you are familiar with that also use that prefix. Can you think of another word that uses that prefix? John?
Octopus.
Octopus. How many legs does an octopus have?
0.
0.
Tentacles.
Sure, tentacles. It actually has arms, is what they're technically called. Tentacles means that your suction cups and your sensors are only on the bottom, like in a squid. If they go all the way down, they're called arms. And an octopus has those suction cups and sensors all the way down. But, sure, being specific with language, I'm fine with that. Ariana, what? An octopod, sure. Yes?
October.
October would make a lot of sense if it was the 8th month,
But not.
but it's not. No.
Oh, she said.
Why is it?
But it would make a lot of sense if it was. You can blame the ancient Romans for that one. Specifically, Julius Caesar's kid, Augustus Caesar, because he wanted a month named after him. What month do you think Augustus is now named after? No. Mackenzie? August. And Julius said, I want a month named after me. What month do you think Julius was named after? So, our calendar got a little jacked up because Julius and Augustus wanted their own months. Next one! No. Nonagon. Nona meaning 9. None of this is a conversation. Thank you.
I've seen these before.
Cool.
Numbers have different names. Can you show me them at the midday?
Kind of. These are Latin words or prefixes.
Can you show me
So it's just like a different language.
I don't know.
All right, our last one. Decagon. Deca. You will hear in words like decade. A decade is 10 years. No. Thank you for announcing that, but no. I'm telling you what it is. It wasn't a question. So a decade is 10 years because we've got that prefix deca. John, thank you for raising your hand instead of just telling me your thoughts out loud.
I don't know, but there's like it's like number order almost. Like there, it
Rylan,
starts
thank
at
you.
3. It starts at 3 and then goes up.
So a lot of hidden language, hidden root words and prefixes are in a lot of our shapes, mostly because they come from Latin roots. You can thank the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans. That's where these words come from. They're the ones who thought of this. So if you don't remember quite what a pentagon looks like, but you remember penta means 5, you can kind of figure it out. Kaden?
Are there any other shapes that don't have 10 except for the name polygon?
Yes, but we're not going to deal with it.
What's the 4 shapes?
All right.